So let me open that application. This was the program. Go through this project last class. Here. This was the project. Root directory. Under it, Shareef was location. Yugender was solution. Srinu was project. And project contains all these things. Okay. And yesterday we developed this. We have created this small program. Right? This was the program last class. And we compiled it. After compilation, I got this exe. I got this exe. That exe is called what I said, assembly. Today, we'll run the code and see what happens in it. We will execute the code. We will run the code. Chalo, right. So, run the code. Debug. Start debugging to execute the code, this program. And whenever you click on this start debugging, this is what happens. First, console window gets opened. Console. That window gets opened. After that, it will display output in that window. It will display output in that window. And then in that console window, output is displayed. And before we see output, that window gets closed. Okay. And before we see the output, what will happen? The output window gets closed. Click on this. This is console window. That black color screen was there. No? That was console window. That got opened. Output was printed. And before I see the output, the window got closed. Then how do I see that window? How do I see that output? Then you can go with this. Here I'll write console dot read key. Yes. Now again compile first. Build project. Success. Build success. Now run again. Start debugging. Yes. Console window got opened. Output is printed. Window is paused now. Window is paused. And window is paused because of what? I wrote one statement in the program. I wrote one statement. And what is the statement? Console.read key. Okay, if you don't write what is happening, it's automatically closing the window. So to stop that console window, I added that line. Okay, that is start with debugging. And now start without debugging. Now what happens? Now. The moment I run my code, console window gets opened, output is displayed, and that console window is automatically paused. Output window is automatically paused. Automatically paused. See? Yes. Automatically paused. I didn't write read key. As earlier, I wrote console.read key when I went with the debugging. Start with debugging. And one more interesting thing. This is not the technical difference. This is at this stage to understand how start debugging, start without debugging works. There is a technical difference between these two options. Technical difference that you can understand in my coming classes, not at this stage. Okay? Yeah, second point I'll highlight. Second point. And what is second point I'll highlight is how many lines of code you wrote in this source code? Source code. How many lines of code you wrote? This one. Source code. How many lines of code? Obviously 4 lines. 4 lines. 4 lines of code. Okay, what will happen? This code you're compiling. You are compiling. And when you compile, what is generated? Assembly. Assembly. Right? In assembly, that is in our example, what it is? .exe. .exe. And in this assembly, you will have n plus 1 lines of code. Currently, 4 is n. N is 4. After compilation, assembly contains n plus 1 lines of code. Assembly contains what? N plus 1 lines of code. What is n plus 1 lines of code? What does it mean? Here, remember, compiler will add last line of this main in the compilation. After compilation, last line in this main, compiler will add one statement as return. Return it will add there, return. Where it will add? In assembly it will add. In the compiled code it will add. Why it will add return? Because that is an indication to CLR, because that is the one which runs your code. CLR is the one which runs your program. So for CLR to understand that return comes, terminate the method. For that indication, compiler is going to add return statement. Compiler is going to add a return statement. Will add return statement. Indication to what? Termination of method. Termination of method. If at all you write return, if you only write return, you only added return. Now, if you write return, Compiler will not write because you already added. You already added. Obviously, compiler will not involved in this. Compiler will not involved in this. You understand? If you don't write, compiler will write. If you write, compiler will not write. Simple as that. And one more thing. How many lines of code you have written? Now, after return, 5 lines. Compiler will create assembly and compiler will have how many lines? 5 lines. 5 lines, no doubt. Now, no n plus 1 lines. Now, no n plus 1 lines. You'll have 5 lines only. You'll have only 5 lines. Okay, run the acha. And one more thing. Once you write return, after return, you're not supposed to write anything. After return, you're not supposed to write anything. After return. And return once you write, okay, that is indication to what? Terminating a method. And after return, if you try to write something, you get a kind of warning, not error. Chalo, wantedly I'll do this. Remove return from here and keep below this statement. See, console got warning. Warning. Error. You want to run the code? 100%. 2 lines will come in the output. Yes, 2 lines. And you put your cursor on the warning. Now you find a message, something called unreachable code detected. Put your cursor on it. Yes. Unreachable code detected. For whom? For whom it is unreachable? For CLR, because that is the one which runs your program. CLR is the one which runs your program. For CLR, it is unreachable code detected. So return is what now? Return terminates method. Return terminates method. If you write here void, if you remove and write int, then becomes rule. Compulsory, you should add value here. Return 0. Now at this stage, n number of questions go answerless at this stage, where it is returning, who is taking care of that 0, right? Only thing that you need to understand, because I said return type integer, I made my task simple to return 0 as integer value. Now, you're not interested for 0, put any big number, write whatever number you want. It will return. But then I said, no, we are answerless now. Where it returns, where it is stored, that's what. So instead of making all this stuff at this stage, just remember one thing. When you're writing void, you can write only return. When you're removing void and write integer, then you should put value here, return 0. Because I said in my last session, main method in C# you can write in 4 ways. Hope you remember that, right? 4 ways here, 4 ways. Any way you write among these 4, C# understands. CLR understands that program execution should start from there. CLR understands. You understand? Okay. Now, how did you run? To run or execute the program. What did you do? From debug menu, A, start debugging, F5 shortcut key. 2, start without debugging, Control plus F5. F5, Control plus F5. Start debugging, start without debugging. Okay, two things. Two things. Technical difference I didn't explain. Only overview part I covered. That's it. So let us add a new program then. So I'll just make this as usual void. And I don't keep return and all. I'm not interested. Just want to make you aware. I just have explained those things. So now what do you want now? Yes, now you want to write a new program. You want to add a new program. Sure. So in order to add a new program, remember, you are supposed to open one special explorer that is called Solution Explorer. How do you open it? Control plus Alt plus L. What do you open? Control plus Alt plus N. Control plus Alt plus L. Why it is not opening? Here also you can see. Here. Control Alt. What happened? Here you can check view. Here Solution Explorer. Control plus Alt plus L. Control Alt L. View menu. Here it is. Solution. Control plus Alt plus L. Now in this here, Yugender is solution. Srinivas is project. Currently one program. You add a new program now. Right click on the project. Add. Here you have class. Chalo, give the name. Class name you give. Something called sample. Dot extension will be .cs. Chalo, add it. New program we added. What else you want now? Yes, remove all these things. Unnecessary, all these things. Just keep first line remain as it is. Don't touch first line. Remaining all you delete. At this stage, you don't need them. This is the code which is added by Visual Studio. So it adds everything what is required. But for us, for basic program, I don't need to write all this stuff. We don't need. Okay, delete them. Delete. Yeah, one extra flower bracket. Close. Yes. Now what you do, now in this class, you add main method. Public, static, void, main. Don't write string argument. Now write a code. Console.writeLine. Hello. Yes, one line. Console.writeLine. Write-line. Thank you. Bas, only 2 lines. 2 lines. You added how many? Only 2 lines of code. Yes. Now you want to compile or not? You want to compile this or not? Yes, you want to compile this code. Right. To compile this code, what you do again, go to build menu, build project. Srinu is our project. Build project. Okay. The moment I click on it, remember, now my project has 2 programs, please. 2 programs. One is program.cs. The other is sample.cs. We have 2 programs. Program.cs, sample.cs, 2 programs. Now, if I compile, then compiler gets confused because in both the programs you have entry point. You have entry point. Main method, I mean to say. Entry point. Yeah, compile. Yes, error. Message you got. Program has more than one entry point defined. Program has more than one entry point defined. Okay. Then you have, because it is compiling both. It is compiling program.cs. It is compiling. Why? Why it is compiling both? Why it is not compiling? Because you only said, na, build project. You didn't say build sample. You said build project. Project will compile all the programs. When it compiles all the programs, obviously it will compile program.cs as well as it will compile sample.cs. Both. You understand? So it will compile both. And when you compile both of them are containing main method. That is a confusion for compiler. Then what? Then what? Then you explain clearly compiler. You explain compiler. Don't compile program.cs, compiles only sample.cs. You explain. How do you explain? Yes. Now you start again. Again, go to Solution Explorer. This time, right click on the project. Go to properties. Yes. Here, startup object. Click on this. Two programs are there. Make a choice of sample. Close this. Now compile. No issues. Success. Success. Now run. These two messages will come in the output now. Yes. Hello. Thank you. Two programs. Okay. Now we'll do one thing. Whatever I did now, I'll repeat. So that you could recollect whatever I've done. Now I want to add a new program. Third program. Go for it. Solution Explorer. Yes. Right click on the project. Add class. Name demo. Yes. Here name demo. Extension.cs. Add. Chalo, same unnecessary code. Delete all this. Yeah. One extra flower bracket. Yes. Now you add. What do you want to add? Main method. So write everything. Public, static, void, main. Then I'll write console dot write line. Hi. This is one message. A second message. Console dot write line. By semicolon. Bus. Two lines of code. Chalo, I added one program. Now you need to change startup object. Startup object. You want to change because now you need to explain that you want to compile demo.cs. You have to explain. Your involvement is needed. You should explain that it should compile which program? Demo.cs. So chalo, start. Solution Explorer. Right click on the project. Properties. startup object. Which program now? Which program? Demo. The problem is the moment you click on it, demo is not available. Okay? Demo is not available. Why? Because a small mistake I did. Small mistake. Here you see, demo is not the sample program. Only two are there. Where is demo? Why it has not come? Because we did this mistake. Demo mein, I did this mistake. M I wrote in small letter. Actually, it should be capital. Chalo, come back again. Check startup object. Yes, demo. Select demo. Now compile. Success. Run. Yes, hi, bye. Both messages. Chalo, we'll do one thing. We'll repeat everything. We'll repeat. But this time, everything I'll do with shortcuts. Shortcuts. Chalo, start. View menu. Go to Solution Explorer. Right? Right click on the project. Here. Right click on the project. Add class. Class name. Testing. Some name. Testing. Yes, add it. Unnecessary code. Delete. All these of no use. Yeah. Now what do you want to have? Yes, here you want to have what? What do you want to have? You want to have main method. Main method. Yes, you want to have main method. So don't waste your time on writing all that. Right? Simply you say public. What do you want to have? Static void main, right? Static. Best write that's enough. Then what do you want to write after static? Void. V. After that, what do you want to write? M. After writing SVM, press tab key for 2 times. Bus code is generated. That is what you call code snippets in Visual Studio. What do you call? Code snippet. Bus just write SVM, press tab key, you're done. Next, you want console.write line. CW. Press tab key. Yes, console.write line. Hey. One line. CW. Tab key. Are you there? CW. Thanks. Bus. Oh, compile. Before compiling, what is the rule? Change startup object. Okay. Solution Explorer. Right click on the project. Properties. Testing. Yes. Compile. Success. Run. Yes. Hi. Hey, are you there? Thanks. That's it. Okay. Comfortable? That's it. Now delete all this. We'll make only one program available. This for testing purpose. We did all this. Go back, delete all the programs. Delete demo.cs, delete sample.cs, delete testing.cs. Now again, go to Solution Explorer, right click on the project, properties, Change startup object to program, build, success, run, execute. Yes. Okay. Now I'll do one thing. Whatever I did just now with this Visual Studio, same thing I would like to repeat without Visual Studio. Do one thing. Close this, please. Close, close. Complete close. File. Close solution. Close Visual Studio. Yes. Now what else you want? Yes. Now you want to write a program. Now you want to write a program. How? How you want to write a code? Yes, you want to write a program without using Visual Studio. Then I said last class, I repeat again. Without using Visual Studio, if you're writing a program, little experience is required. Because you are new to programming, you may not be in a position to recollect of what all to write in the program. You understand? But still, I'll just show you how to write a code without Visual Studio. So remember now. Go, I'll show you. Start. All apps. Come down, come down, come down, come down. Come down, come down, come down. Yes, come down. Visual Studio will be there. Yes, here. Visual Studio 17. Expand. You have one tool. Developer command prompt for VS 2017. Click on it. Yes. Tool gets opened. Tool gets opened. Shall we write the code here itself? Shall we write the code here itself? Yeah, your wish. If you're interested, right? Or you want to make one separate folder and write, go in that way, to which you feel comfortable, go in that way. No restrictions at all. You understand? Right. Here only I'll write. Why to write again separately? See, any programs are there? Yeah, I'll delete this all. Now I'll write a new program. Nothing is there. Blank folder. Okay. So how do you write a program? Since it is not Visual Studio, you write a program using Notepad. Notepad. Some name you give, some name. Any name is fine. Program name, no? Any name you give. So I better call. I write my program name as any name is fine, I'm saying. You give similar name. I'll write one program. On Bhuvan's name, I'll create. Notepad Bhuvan.cs. This is my program. Right. Now you want to have some name like program.cs, program1.cs, program. Your wish, I'm saying. It is a file name to which you feel comfortable, follow that. But it's always recommended to have some relevant program names. What program you're writing, according to that program, you keep a program name so that you could easily recollect like in which file, what program has been stored. That is what we follow in real time. You understand? I gave the name, no, bhuvan.cs. I gave. Or what am I saying? Not comfortable with the name? You give some name, program.cs, prog.cs, your wish. It's a file name, I'm saying, file name, to which you feel comfortable, give that name. No restrictions like you should give only this name, this name. Okay, chalo, right. I assume Bhuvan, BHUVAN.CS. Chalo, enter. Yes. Create. Now everything you should type. There is no user-friendly support. Start then. Using system class Bhuvan. Then public static void main string args console.writeLine. Welcome to C# coding. Console.writeLine. Hello. Console.writeLine. Thank you. Close. But everything you only type. There was no support at all. From whom you don't have support? Yeah. You don't have support from whom? Software. Because it is Notepad, you're writing a code. So everything you only should type. But interesting thing, whatever was your file name you gave, now I said notepad bhuvan.cs. With that same file name, you should give your class name. The same file name, you should give your class name. Not necessary, but as of now, you remember it that way. Coming classes, may, as and when we progress into subject, I'll talk on technical things. But at this stage, you assume in that way. If program name is Bhuvan, so in program, when you create a class, you give class name also Bhuvan. This is to avoid confusion, I'm saying, okay? Just to avoid confusion. I'm asking you to follow this technique. Program name and this name, both should be what? Same. And what do you want to do then next? Your program is written. Now what do you want next? Save the program then. Save. Close, not close, your wish. Come back to this window again. Program is still open for you. Program is still open. Don't nobody. Now you want to compile a code, right? If it is Visual Studio, there was something called build available in the menu was there. Then build project, something you said. But currently you are not writing a program. You are not writing a program with what? Visual Studio. So there is no build menu and all now. There is no build menu. Then what to do then? Then in order to compile this program, C# or .NET provides one exe file, CSC. It is exe file. You can call that as API. Call that as API. API. And which file? Bhuvan.cs. Yes. Compiled. No issues. Successfully got compiled. That is one more interesting thing. Successfully got compiled. Successfully. And you remember, if program is successfully compiled, then compiler generates exe file. What it generates? Exe file. You want to check dir? Yes. Bhuvan.cs, Bhuvan.exe. Then what do you want to do then? Yes, you want to run the code then. Run the code then. What is that you have to do? Just write Bhuvan. Enough. Output is produced now. Yes. Output is produced. There, what did you say? There in Visual Studio, debugging without those all things are not there here. Simply write the code, compile the code, you'll get exe, write Bhuvan's name, press enter, output is produced. Now question is, listen please. It's very interesting now. Listen carefully. Bhuvan.cs है ना? Here. Bhuvan.cs. In this file, your written code is there. That is what you call as source code. Your written program. Okay? What do you call? Source code. C-O-D-E. Source code. Your written program. This one. Yes, this source code compiled. And what compiler generated? Compiler generated exe. Generated exe. Now answer. What is exe containing? ये तो your written code, na? Source code is your written code. You are giving it to compiler. Compiler generates exe. Exe contains what? Yes, exe contains CIL code. CIL code, common intermediate language. That too, it is in binary format. It is containing CIL code in what? Binary format. You understand? It is containing CIL code in which format? Binary format. Now, question is, how CIL code looks like? How it will be? Source code to your written code, na? Source code is your written code. Then how is that CIL code looks like? How it will be? That only CLR understands that code. How it will be? How it looks like? Okay, chalo ek kaam karenge. Clear all these things. We'll do one thing. Clear all. Chalo, now do one thing. Now what you do? Here, I use one command. Type. Type is a command. Bhuvan.cs. Yes, this is your written program in Notepad. Type command will display that program whichever you have written in that file. Okay? Then you see exe, what it is? Exe. Something it displays now, you see. Something it displays. Now, question that we need to ask ourselves, is it a CIL code? Definitely not. No, not at all. This is not CIL code. CIL code doesn't look like this. Then how it will be? And you can see that message. It's written, you see. This program cannot be run in DOS mode. It is saying me that you cannot see CIL code in DOS mode. It is giving me an information. You can see source code. Source code you can see. But CIL code you cannot see in this DOS mode. In this command mode, you cannot see. That is what it's saying. Okay. Then how do you see? How do I see how that CAL code looks like? How do I see? So remember, just now we used this, right? CSC. I called it as API. API, software provided exe file, actually it is software provided exe file. CSC.exe. Okay. Similarly, software will provide one more API, one more exe file, and that exe file is called ILDASM. ILDASM, intermediate language. Intermediate language. Disassembler. Intermediate language disassembler. Software provides two APIs, two exe files. One is ILDASM.exe. One more will be there called ILASM.exe. That is disassembler. This is assembler. Disassembler, assembler. You understand? Okay, but we want to use only ILDASM. Yes, ILDASM and write bhuvan.exe. Enter. Yes, one window gets opened. Now, in this window, expand Bhuvan. You have main, double click. Yes, this is your CIL code. CIL code looks like this. Main is entry point. Last line of main is return. RET. You understand? This is how it looks like your CIL code. Yes. And coming classes may I'm going to cover ILDASM also I'll cover .exe, and even I'll cover ILASM.exe. Where do I cover? We have one topic to learn in my coming classes called reverse engineering in .NET. In that topic, I'll explain you the importance of this. How C# code by default will not be secured. C# code will not be secured. So to bring that code into security, to bring the code, whatever the code you write in .NET, to bring that code into security, I'm saying security, then you require to learn some tools that I'll explain you accordingly whenever we progress into subject. Okay? Comfortable? Everyone understood what all I demonstrated today? Bas, we are done. Now we are ready to begin with the concept related to data types. Yeah. You have anything to ask me? Go ahead. Any question you have to ask, you go ahead. So Bhuvan is attending his first session today. So except him, the remaining all can clarify doubts if you have anything.
I'm good.
Bhuvan, am I audible to you? Aditya, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if today's session, you could understand something of what we have discussed, if it was informative for you, So you can just talk to management after the session. They'll share the videos of introduction classes. So you can go through those videos if it is comfortable at your end of today's session.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So now we are going to start the next part, that which you call as what? Data types. Chalo, right. Open Visual Studio again. Yeah, you said na last year you already attended this session. For that reason, I'm not asking. Last year, you already said na you attended all this in my last week demonstration class. For that reason, I'm not asking you because you already attended na. Yeah. For that reason, there is no other point. I know that you are in the class. Okay. Okay. Chalo, right. Open that same project. Delete all this. Now we will talk about data types. Data types. What data types? Let me make a list for you first. I'll make a list for you. Data types. Okay. Now what data types? First comes integer types. Integer types. And under integer types, we got a list now. What? Byte, S byte, short, U short, int, U int, long, U long. Yes. These all are data types for integers. What is their capacities? 1 byte of memory, 1 byte of memory, 2 bytes of memory, 2 bytes of memory, 4 bytes of memory, 4 bytes of memory, 8 bytes of memory, 8 bytes of memory. What do you call them? Data types. Data types. Under integer, they make a category. Integer data types. Data types. What is this then? Size. That's what I was talking about. Memory. Reserved by a data type. Acha, this is for integers, no? These are for integers, no? And every data type has what? Minimum and maximum value. Shall we write? Yeah. Range of default value. Range of default value. For byte, the range is 0 to 255. Minimum 0, maximum 255. Negative will not be there. So is the reason it is called unsigned. It is unsigned. Then minus 128 to 127. This is signed. S byte means signed byte. Short. This will store minus 30 to 768 to 32,767. For U short, it is 0 to 65,535. 65,535. Oh, integer is big range. Integer's range is very big. Shall we know how to find them? Shall we learn that these ranges, how to find? How do I know that byte minimum 0 maximum? Yeah, simple. Byte you want to know, no? Byte. Console.writeLine. Byte. What do you want to know? Minimum value. Dot min value. Byte. Dot max value. Okay, bus. Run the code. You'll get 0 and 255 only. Yeah. 0 to 55. Again. 0 to 55. Acha, S byte you want to know? S byte? Change. S byte. S byte. Kya? Minus 128, 127. Run the code. Again. Same thing I wrote. Short you want? Short. Remove this. Write the type. Short. Remove this. Right. Short. Minus 32, 768 to 32, 767. Yes. You want to know U short? Change it. U short. U short. This also. U short. You want to know? Yeah. Run the code. 0 to 65535. Yes. Same thing I wrote. 65535. Integer is very long. You cannot denominate that number. It's very long. Very long. You cannot denominate. That's the reason. That's the reason I didn't write that. Well, but I better copy paste now because I'll get the value now. Chalo, write run. See, this big number integer can store negative to positive. 2. Uint or still a bigger number for uint. Uint. Still a bigger number. Run. Oh, double to the capacity of integer. Simple to answer. Double to the capacity of integer. Uint. Long to quite a very big number. Long. A big number it is. We cannot even denominate that number as well. Long. See, big number you know. Oh, papre. This is the capacity of long. This much value long can hold. U long, double to this number will be U long. Minimum 0 only. Maximum is double to your long. Run the code. Oh. These are the capacities for data types. That is it. I've shown you the technique. You don't memorize them. Don't by heart them. Whenever you want to know, write the code. Code will return you the value. Simple, fine. But everything you can't remember, no? Numbers are, even still you're by hearting, it makes no point. Acha, and one more thing. For every data type, Microsoft provides through CLR one component that is called CTS.NET CTS. What is CTS? Common Type System. And what it is? Yes, these all are classes. System.byte, system.sbyte, system.short. Short, huh? No, we don't write short. Rather, you go in this. For byte, sbyte, okay. For short, you don't write short. For int, you don't write int. For u short, you don't write u short. What do you write then? Now you calculate. 2 bytes, no? 2 bytes. 1 byte, 8 bits. 2 bytes, 16. And it is integer, no? So you got to have int 16. System dot u int 16. Then system dot int 32. 4 bytes into 8 bits, 32. System dot u into 32. Then system dot, then you require to say int 64. And similarly, you have to write again system dot u into 64. These are common type system provided by C# for integer types. Integer types. Then we have a lot of other things even to study. Float types. Monday's class, I'll cover this because it goes lengthy. Next class, I'll discuss in detail.